My name is John Gaspar. I'm a professor at a number of different universities. I'm a retired law enforcement officer, both in NYPD as a detective and in Florida as a detective supervisor with the Sheriff's Office. I'm presently a reserve officer at a local police department in Florida. I'm the owner of AFI Investigations, and today we're going to start our world of CSI. The first lesson that I'd like to be able to share with you is how to do ink fingerprints. Ink fingerprints are very important because they help identify somebody for a license. They help identify somebody in FCIC or NCIC for criminal records. They can help identify somebody for a job interview. And they're necessary in order to be able to function. The purpose of them is to allow the identity of the person by name to be coordinated with their fingerprints. The first thing you have to do in order to be able to fingerprint is you have to ink the board. You use 2 or 3 drops on the board in order to be able to roll and have enough ink for the surface area. You spread it evenly as you're doing it so that it's a light touch. Remember, if you put too much ink, what's going to wind up happening is your prints are going to smear. And if you can take a look, you will see that this is a evenly inked board. Next, I'm going to have somebody come up who wants to be fingerprinted. And when I do that, I'm going to first put a piece of regular paper in here this time instead of an ink paper to demonstrate with greater clarity how to roll fingerprints. And also to save money on material. This is where the fingerprints are going to be placed. All right. Christine, would you come up? Christine gives herself permission to be tape recorded. Am I correct, Tay?
Yes.
Good. All right. You have to ask the person that's going to be fingerprinted if they would take off their jacket or roll their sleeves up. And the reason is that you do not want to get any fingerprints, ink on anything that it shouldn't be. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to ask them if you washed your hands thoroughly. Have you washed your hands thoroughly? Yes. Say yes.
Yes.
Okay. Have you taken off all jewelry?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to take the jewelry off because I don't want it to become stained with fingerprints. Now I'm going to take the person's hand. I'm going to hold it firmly, right? And I'm going to prepare the fingerprint cards first with all the information on it so that I don't have to prepare cards after it's been inked. I'm going to ask the person to relax. Relax with this. Make believe the hand is sleepy. Right? Then I'm going to roll the fingerprint from nail to nail. Then I'm going to take the fingerprint, put it down firmly on the card, and roll it the same way, and lift. And as you can see, there's clear ridge development from the fingerprint. The ink transferred from the finger appropriately all the way down onto the card. And you need to get the second joint, that's this joint in order to be able to have fingerprints that will be accepted by FCIC or NCIC. In addition, if you noticed with the finger itself that the ink is on the top of the thumb and it's from nail to nail from both sides. Next, you take the forefinger, and if you want to look how firmly I hold it here on the joint and then at the tip of the finger. I do the same process, inking the top and going from nail bed to nail bed. Now you can roll back and forth on the board, but not on the paper. Next thing I do is I hold it down on the paper, and then I roll it and lift the print. And once again, the transfer turns out to be a fingerprint that's identifiable. We do that with each finger. This is the middle finger I'm doing now. Okay, thank you. Put your hand down here. Now I slide the card over. The next area for fingerprinting is to take the 4 fingers simultaneously and put them together. Now she has long fingers, so I'm going to ask to do 3 in 1. First I ink the fingers properly, inking all sides of them by pressing down. I lift up simultaneously. Then I put the 3 fingers down first on the target area where you're going to be putting them on the card, and I lift them simultaneously. Now I put the pinky down. The same thing. and we have identifiable fingerprints. Next is the thumb. Take the thumb, put it up, bring it down, offering equal pressure, and lifting it up. And this is how you do ink fingerprints. You do each digit on each hand. The second hand that I would do would be the left hand. Afterward, I asked the subject if they would please clean up their fingers because it's a little messy. And you have fingerprint towelettes that are offered by Ferret and Sergi and Lightning Powder and other companies, but you can use alcohol or a hand cleaner if you want, and you can begin to clean your hands now. As the person who's actually done the fingerprinting, I will also join her and clean, and clean my hands, so that when the next person comes, I'm able to do the fingerprinting without transferring ink onto the paper while I'm preparing it. And this is how we do ink fingerprints. Ink fingerprints are done for a number of reasons. They're done for identification, they're done for licensing, they're done for criminal records, they're done for employment. Today I just wanted to demonstrate the technique. Thank you very much.